Hey guys, today Billy and I are fishing out of O'Neill's Marina here in the south end of St. Petersburg. We just had our first cold front of the year. We have absolutely no idea what to expect. The deck's kind of stacked against us. Billy and I are going to try and find you some fish. Whatever you do, don't touch that dowel. It's going to be off the hook. Well, we're gonna work our way back into this little cove. We got a pretty strong northeast wind this morning. The tide's pouring out of Tampa Bay. I really like to throw artificials. It's my favorite thing to do. I don't spend a lot of time getting bait. Billy and I did go out and get some live bait this morning, but I'm hoping we don't have to use it. I'm hoping we can entice them on some plastics. This mirror lure jig head is kind of unique because it has that little corkscrew bait keeper on it. And as that bait gets struck, a lot of times without that corkscrew on there to help your bait stay up by the jig head, you can end up with that tail getting pulled down a lot. You got to change a lot more tails. This is really a neat jig head that Eric Bachnick designed for mirror lure. We're going to try this morning, and hopefully we'll be on the right bait and the right fish this morning to catch you guys some fish, catch us some fish.
Michael has just re-spooled this reel with some new line. One thing you want to do, especially with this braid, is when you get new line on there, you want to throw it out and run a bunch of line off of it and put it back on. Make sure it's tight. That'll prevent you from getting wind knots and stuff, to make sure that line is nice and tight going on the spool of your reel. See how that pulled right there? It's because it was loose. Might be some flounder in here.
Might be.
Ooh, I'm seeing some mullet back in there. Bunch of mullet back there, brother.
That's what I wanted to see. They're all over. There's a whole bunch on this other shoreline.
Live right over here.
Good.
The thing Mike and I are looking for is all around these shorelines back over. Oh yeah, I just saw a bunch of them back over here. Up in front of us on this flat, we've got mullet jumping everywhere. You're seeing all kinds of signs of life. They're all over the place in here, Michael.
I think it's too skinny. We don't have enough water, I don't think. I think we're gonna have to find a place where it's a little bit deeper. Oh yeah, we got a lot of mullet, but there's a lot of big grass in here as well. This flat right here, coming in here now, is really grassed up. We need something with a few more potholes in it. Some places for those guys to hide.
A grass fish. Yeah, I can tell every time I come across that little shallow spot, picking up a bunch of this eel grass. The mullet, what they like to do is they'll get down, they're plankton, they eat, they're vegetarians. So they get down here rooting around in this grass and stuff, and they're kicking up all kinds of bait fish and crustaceans and all kinds of stuff that the other fish feed on. Mullet are a pretty good thing to locate. Now you don't want the mullet that big, because a fish this big and that mullet this big, they're not buddies at all. Fish of like size stay together. That's one thing always to remember.
Got a lot of moving water. Got a northeast wind pushing everything right out of here. We were on a pretty good outgoing tide anyway. With that northeast wind, it is pouring out. So I tried to get to an area where we had a little bit deeper water to fish, but where we could fish an edge. A lot of the bait, a lot of stuff gonna be flowing out of this pass. So we'll work our way down here, see if we can't pick up a fish or two. You know what? Almost every body of water
Has a bad wind?
Has a bad wind. I mean, it really does. It just, for me, the north wind seems to be the toughest wind to do well on Tampa Bay. Just is. I don't know why, but the wind's blowing out of the north at all, you're usually a little challenged.
No doubt in my mind, Mickle.
I caught some big trout off this edge right here. But it doesn't look good for today. Oh, there's mullet.
Got a fish, guys. Nice. Sweet. Oh, there. Oh, that one.
He doesn't know he's little.
Yeah, I'm gonna hurt his feelings. There you go, Mike.
Wow, nice trout. Look at that.
There's got to be fish in here somewhere.
I am getting wind knot after wind knot after wind knot.
So anybody can catch them when they're jumping in the boat.
Just got to find the right piece of water holding some of them, I guess, huh?
We'll get them. We'll get them. I got faith. I've seen us do it before. Oh, there we go. Fish on, baby. Oh, that's, oh, no. Oh, there, I got him. Yeah, there we go. He made a little run at the boat. You got one too, Mike?
Yeah, a little double header.
Good deal. Oh! And that's one thing they call these trout. Oh, another name. Tag on it. Another name for them's a weak fish. They got a real weak mouth, very tender mouth. We suck again.
We got some sand holes. They're kind of hard to see because the water's a little murked up because we've had some wind, but there's some sand holes in here, so you can catch trout. The flounder like those sand holes with the hard bottom. They sit in there, creates a great ambush point for them.
Got a fish, guys.
Good boy, Billy.
Nice. Sweet. Finally broke the ice. There we go. We are finally on the board, guys. That is a pretty fish. One thing about these speckled trout, guys, we try not to handle them because they got a slime coating on them that protects them. So you want to do your best not to really handle those fish because you don't want to, they're too valuable and too precious. So what we want to do, we want to use a de-hooker and keep this fish in the water as much as possible. Take your de-hooker and it, whoa, I'll stop, Junior. See, there we go. And he swims away, no harm, no foul, everything's great. Fish on.
Good boy, Billy.
They did a study with these trout to where a guy took his hand and picked it up and they put him in a tank and kept him in 5 days. You could see the imprint of the fellow's hand on the fish. And when you remove that slime coating, it just opens them up to all kinds of infection and all sorts of stuff. Oh, he let go.
They don't seem to be eating all that well. I've had a couple of short strikes.
Right.
So I think this front still got them a little messed up.
Oh, no doubt. You know, we got the deck stacked against us. I mean, we had a front come through. We got a north wind, high pressure with these bluebird skies. It just, you could not pick any worse conditions short of a hurricane to be out here. But it's still fun, you know? And people ask me, you know, when's the best time to go fishing? I always tell them, you know, when you can.
Billy caught quite a few fish. I had a couple of hits. We're gonna go right back and try and drift that trough again. They seem to be holding in that trough about 3 to 4.5 foot of water. So when all else fails, circle back and try and drift through that area again.
This bottom over here is just beautiful, you know, with these little model bottom with the sand holes in it.
It's a really nice flat.
Very nice. I mean, you got all the elements you need. You got the shallow grass, it drops off to this model, and then you got the deep hole back behind us over there. I mean, it just doesn't get to look any better. And those fish, just depending on where the tide's at, they can stage anywhere they want along there and just be happy as can be, you know?
Especially headed into fall because they have that safety of the deep water.
Yeah.
You got the
that one,
right
hey,
there.
buddy, he lumped it.
Atta boy.
Little guy, he lumped it though. There we go. Oh, you poor little rascal.
He doesn't know he's little.
Yeah, I'm gonna hurt his feelings. We're right on the edge of when our trout fishing gets really good, Mike. So I mean, to see this early,
Yeah.
another month or two, it's gonna be real nice because we had some really nice big trout. And there were several fish caught over here last year that were, I don't know, right at the 30-inch mark, which for us here in West Central Florida is a real nice trout.
Oh boy, Billy. Nice fish too. Lizard.
Oh man, sweet, the ever elusive hot dog fish. Pound for pound, that's the meanest guy on the bay. Old lizard fish. They will hit anything. We've caught them this size, hitting plugs that big. I mean, they are just, have no fear. Mike got him. There you go, Mike.
Nice trout. What happened was I had a little bit different color on. Whenever you get in the boat with your partner, it's always a good idea for you guys to each use a different color till you figure out exactly what it is that's working. We made this drift. Billy had 3 or 4 bites right away. I was using a bait with the red glitter in it. He was using one with gold glitter. Apparently the gold works much better, because as you see, I just caught a fish.
A triz out.
Bigger trout too.
Nice
wow.
trout, bro.
Nice trout, look at that.
That's a good one.
Wow, look at that. Woo! Bluebird skies, winds are way too high. Still catching some fish, all things are good. All things are good.
Guys, today we're fishing behind one of the first cold fronts of the year we've had here in Florida. Fishing was a little bit slow. We came out the other day with Capt.Jeff Hagaman out in this same area on a school of monster redfish. We watched them go back and forth, had a few blow up, only had 1 commit. We didn't have enough to put a whole show together, but it was such a good fish and such a great day. We'd like to show that to you now.
I had some long shank hooks tied on from some charters we had this week. I'm gonna go to just a 1/0 red Gamakatsu hook. We've got some baits in there, kind of medium size. Really important when you're choosing your hook, you wanna match the size of your bait. A really, really small hook on a really big bait isn't gonna work. You're not gonna get a good hook set. I'm going straight uni to my hook. If we go artificial, then I like to do a loop knot to give that artificial bait a little more room to play. All you do is cinch it down on itself, trim your tag end off, and you're good to go. You're in business.
I'm gonna chum these fish up. We're gonna throw some of these baits out there, just kind of shake them up. And they blew past us, didn't they? Mm-hmm.
Got a bunch of mullet working this edge of this island here, the south end of Tampa Bay. And whenever you got big mullet like we have here, there's always a good chance to run into some redfish. So Jeff and I have been fishing down here for a long time together, and there's a good chance we could find a big school of redfish this morning.
I'm just hoping maybe we can stop them, you know?
Look like they're in 2 different little groups.
You see the mullet, they got like that silverish brown to them. If you look at the way the water's moving, and it's just kind of moving every which way, those are mullet, just like this over here and that over there. The redfish, when they move, they'll be on a precise mission. They'll be going, they have a set path and a set way that they're gonna go. Right toward that sign.
Yeah.
Is that mullet or is that them?
I can't see them. You gotta be able to see them. And right now the tide's still on its way up. So these fish aren't real happy right now.
That one, you got that hook in his mouth, he ain't happy at all, is he, Jeff?
Yeah, this one's not happy one bit. The really cool thing about these fish is they give you everything they got.
It's a good fish, huh? Yeah, it's a good redfish, really big fish. Over the slot, lots of fun. We got a lot of these fish. Last couple of years, they did a stocking program here on Tampa Bay, and it's really, really made this fishery incredible. Certain times of the year, you know, there's 20 schools inside Tampa Bay, and lots of schools with these big oversized
Billy,
fish.
you missed him.
Dude, I know. He rolled right up on it. I couldn't believe it.
In between the motor and the power pole.
What you got, Jeffrey? What you got, dog? What you got, son?
Lift the motor up, Mikey.
Do-si-do, and around Jeff goes. Oh yeah, look at that.
That's a stud right there.
That is a stud. Stud. Look at that bad boy right there.
Ain't nothing wrong with him.
That's Bomber. That's Bomber. Look at that beautiful color, huh? Big, beautiful breeder redfish right here on Tampa Bay. Good job, Jeffrey. When we saw them, they stood out. Big orange bronze blob on the water.
Male?
Pretty fish.
He's grunting on you?
Yeah, he's grunting, big time.
Big male?
That is big for a male. Probably a 30-inch fish, huh? 32?
30, 31 right in there. Might be 32.
And back in the
Good
water. So we can catch him again tomorrow, huh?
Beautiful fish.
Good job, Jeffrey. That was a long 6 hours on the water. Capt.Jeff Hagaman catching a nice big redfish. Billy and I are gonna get back to catching some of these Central Florida trout. Don't touch that dial. We're gonna be back on the other side. On the south end of Tampa Bay here, we got a lot of areas like the one we just entered. This is a non-combustion motor zone, so I can't use my big motor in here. I gotta have a trolling motor or a push pull. Oh boy, Billy. Little troutski, huh?
Little, yeah. Sweet, he hit it like 4 or 5 times. I had to just leave it there and just kind of dink, 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 dink to get him to, oh, and he let go. Oh, get him, Mike.
A little troutski. Oh,
oh, he let it go.
Spitter.
I can count that one.
It was a spitter. Oh.
Oh, did you see that?
Oh, they're little, but they're feisty.
Ah. Sometimes I'll just stop it and jiggle it a little bit and they'll come back and eat it, but he didn't do it that time. Come on back. Get him, Mike.
Pretty trout, look at that.
Oh.
They are not hanging on to them baits.
Oh, Mike's on a tear now, buddy. Look at him, he's rallying.
He came up out of the deep water. Lots of short strikes today. We had a high pressure system roll in a couple days ago, and we were hoping it'd be gone by today, but it's really not. I mean, we've got a little bit of cloud cover, but not much. We really still have some high pressure sitting on us, and it's making these fish not want to eat really well. The limit on these fish right now on Tampa Bay is 4 per person, 15 to 20 inches. You can have 1 over 20 inches. You can get a good meal out of 4 fish. The bigger the fish, the more roe they have in them. Those are your big breeder fish, so you want to handle those fish real careful, make sure they get back into the estuary and help the trout population out.
We were going somewhere else and all of a sudden you just took a hard left and came up on the edge of this flat. Why did you do that?
I saw it. I mean, there's acres of mullet right here.
Right.
And in the last couple weeks, a lot of the really big trout, the redfish, have all been in with the mullet. So I thought it'd be worth a shot, especially these fish here. Most of the schools of mullet we saw this morning were up skinny.
Right.
We really couldn't get in there to them in the 24-foot bay boat.
Right.
So we've been fishing the edges, doing okay, catching a couple of fish. But these fish are out in deeper water. All these mullet now have seemed to move off, at least in this location, out here in deeper water. So I thought we'd take a gander in them and see if any redfish or trout moved with them.
Go, Mike, go.
These fish are a little smaller on this flat, huh?
Yeah, don't tell them that though.
I know, hurt their feelings. A little under the slot. Cute fish though. He's awfully cute, this guy. If he was a little bigger, he'd look just like a trout.
Oh, dude, look, it's a monster. Look at that guy. You know, it'd be kind of cool if you could take one of these and make you a redneck aquarium. You know?
Yeah.
Put you one of these, a little redfish in it, little snook. He is little. That's a nicer trout, Michael.
Yeah, not bad. Closer to the size we were getting on that other flat.
He's fat.
Come off there, come
He's
off.
pretty fat, bro, you know?
Yeah.
Pretty thick fish.
Come off there. I don't even want to touch you. Yeah, not bad. Pretty fish.
They are beautiful. I say it every time. Why don't you say it for me this time?
That's the prettiest fish that swims in our waters. Woo!
It is.
I like that release, and you don't have to touch them at all. Don't even have to hit them with the D-hooker.
I love fried speckled trout. It's real good. A lot of people take it, broil it, put some almonds on it, have like a trout almondine. That's pretty good. But to me, those trout, they're just so good fried up. They're just absolutely, absolutely delicious.
Just a little guy. That's a Captain Billy Noble's fish. Just about right for a hot dog bun.
There you go. think I got some grass. Oh no, we got a
got a little head
fish.
shake.
Oh, there it is. Oh. Yeah, I think we landed on the nursery, Michael.
Yeah, I think we did too.
But you know, we say this, and I think we just say it because we catch a lot of small fish, but you know, it's good to see them.
Yeah, it is good to see them.
Oh, that's a little better one, buddy. Maybe not. Oh, little thump. What do we got here? Catfish? Well, after catching the ones that I've been catching, it does feel like a monster. Is that Troutzilla?
No? Well, compared to the ones we caught
Yeah.
on this flat, it's a lot bigger.
Compared to the ones I've been catching. Go ahead and say it, Mike. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. Yeah, that's a nice fish, buddy. That's slot fish all day, every day.
There's no doubt about that. Another trout.
Mike's catching up. I tell you what, you know, man, it's still fun, Mike. It is still a lot of fun. Guys, hope you enjoyed this week's show as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you.
You want to thank me?
I want to give a special thanks to my good friend Captain Mike taking me fishing.
I'll tell you what, tough day. I was really worried this morning, you know, just.
But it was good though, because I mean, like we were saying earlier, you know, I mean, here it is, the first part of October. Trout season really hasn't kicked off yet.
Yeah.
Because it needs to be a little cooler, but to have all these smaller fish already in here.
That's a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be a really good winter. We're really looking forward to it. If you want to book a trip, all you got to do is call 1-866-GAME-FISH. For more great fishing info, you can check us out on the web, realanimalsfishingteam.com. Don't forget, somebody screwed up and put us on Facebook. You can check us out there. And until next week,
Do yourself a favor and take a kid fishing.
I could use some luck. My bite's in a funk.